Just moving some things around. We're going to do a little bit of energetic hygiene here. If you're in a super secret chat on the other side of the one witness, thank you for being here too.
I'm addicted to you.
Yeah. Heard that real weird. Any of you all ever been objectified? It's a lot of fun. These are the things that we're scrubbing off of everyone today, big time. Holographic projections have been on everyone. And some of you all have been angled in really strange ways because of how your bioauthentications work on those glass houses that you've been swiping, your cell phone phony, what you've been hypnotized to think is real in that body. What I've been proving about the Bitcoin and what it is to have people project their addictions onto you. It's really disgusting. And today, part of what we're doing is burning that off forever. And I thank all my loyal subscribers, good friends of mine, and those of you that have trusted me with spirit work and being in a very special kind of journey with me, where nobody just gets discarded on the other end of a phone call, and where certain things you can only do in person after people have been integrated, where it's a really foul kind of art. And I know I was dead, and I know how people will leave you stitched in there like that, and taking little views of your head, because most of you don't realize you were loaded with frames in your eyes that play out, and that's the real Bitcoin. What they can see coming out of your body and placing bets about which one they could slip in next to make it really fucked up. So people that have been casting false images and then like claiming that they're Christians around me even reading on that book, not realizing that it is like a book of bindings, and that we actually proved what satanic is. It's sitting in a 5-pointed cross that got wrapped in a skin while some eat pork and Nephilim. What I've been proving about genetic manipulation in skin and what doesn't get to land ever again and project onto any of us in any way. And so they land real hard, especially if they wear a cross and eat pork and say, I believe, instead of walk in faith and clean things as they go with their witness. It's been a very dangerous game. That's a very dangerous book right there if you don't know what you got bound into and didn't figure out how to chop yourself between the two pieces of wood that didn't stuff you in that book as a sarcophagus for lies on Egypt, and how we were getting ripped or gypped of energy, and where all that stuff goes in sound as it decays and breaks, and then poof, things appear all around it. We've been naturalized to believe it and to think that it's really true, and that maybe it wasn't just putting itself ad infinitum in a particle scatter that I denied, and I locked that shit down and said, no, motherfucker, in one view. We don't believe it, and hey, have your mad puppeteer act or whatever. Some of us landed perfect in our skin, and no baby got jacked for you to fuckerize. It's bad, it's pros, it's free, it's 0 point where no one got poked by anything. Because it's like one big impermeable membrane that program from within when we landed together, and we're like, what's the shit in pain? Go away. Figuring out how to keep it so it wasn't locked inside and making faces and saying, I'm real here. So let's make it very clear. This is the end of projections on anyone, and if you took a projection on me, please, just go. You must not have been, like, close enough to know. And if you were one of mine, I love you, and this is protecting any of you that had a projection on you as me, as we, and that's what EWE is when we know about energy. What was never drawn and quartered on a board to, like, lock 3 in a bottle so somebody could have their hand in for whatever they were trying to do with virtual reality simulations, that just proof they got ejected and that it doesn't happen. So, sucking some poison out as we go, and this is a great playlist. I'm just gonna let it spin a little bit more.
Too much
Not to land dead for LED, or was it in your head? So magic viewfinders, what did we learn? We had magic viewfinders in your eyes, and some people were learning to mez that and try to pull you through backwards and do things to murmurize you and take you in sounds, and that's what hashes and stakes are. Every letter, it's like, what the fuck's a letter? You mean where all this dark energy lands because of belief systems and what gravity never was? Why only black lives really truly matter, and some of y'all just fail colors, so no gloves. Only the ones that are safe for babies, and those got picked. So, boom! What are the new? Hi, baby. Yeah, she be barking. That's my dog that did that. She's the dog that she did. She knew more than I knew I needed sometimes. Yeah, you remind me to do all kinds of stuff. Hey, you can chill though. Daddy do the things. I'm gonna tend to this real quick. Why are you screaming at me? Oh, baby, what you hearing? Sometimes she just likes me to feed her by hand. She's just gonna wait a minute. Got some things over there. Alright, so what doesn't happen? No projections that we don't want to take. Things arise together at the zero space wheel. No one caught in a drawing corner slate of really messed up films where they stuck you in and said it was your will, because you might have swiped on something close enough in a joint venture. And what limited liability fools get to know. Come here, baby. Hey, my love. Come here. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry. Hey, why are you yelling at Daddy? Hang in there while we read. My little girl's a trip. I stuck her in her hair thing. Alright, look at body still, baby. Don't you know that you're fine? Hey, you might have a good friend that might be like mine, that knew that somebody was trying to do something next door that wasn't right, and they keep it close to their heart because they know the man over there and what he's about, and some things that people do just to celebrate themselves and make sure of how things are getting spent all around, especially if someone might have been died in writing a new will and what they cannot hide. And some of you know it might have something to do with your relationship and something you didn't know. So keep your friends close and your suspicious ones under your close watch, and what some of us learn in our neighborhood about keeping a light lock on things and just being hey and knowing when it's cool and when you're watching too. What it's all about and how safe it can be when we're power delegating and diplomatic with one another. So, some messages there, and we'll probably switch to the Art of Love musical tarot deck for this next one because we are going to do it down and dirty daily style, and that's where we get help from Archangel Gabrielle. Just get that clear. And selenite. Did they want to sell IT for energy in one night and call it 420 to get a 10 and 10 and a look on what was on the inside of those twins and split a baby's head open between one plant that went CBD, medical marijuana. Hi, we're in there. Dead. Toxic, I see you. I see, huh? Got some global warming and crying for ISIS melting. Pull all that poison out and the things that never get lost in the sounds that were naturalized to us, where it's just a bunch of psychobabble. It's like, get this shit out of here. So, some of us have like really special loves. They've been showing up in this where it's like this person that's like talking to you in your head and it's like, Artie, you're awesome, thanks for like getting that sound around. And some of that's going in these. So some of y'all had some special wake up, wish you, and it's like it's always on the level. That's the thing about 0 point. It's like nobody can be like, I'm having love attraction, I'm gonna grab that one, that's mine, and like trying to do this wraparound, and then it's like karmic bitch slaps all the time. The 0 space, none of that got in. We just understand how the energy works and goes around, and the hands don't come like that. It's like we're kind of nervous together, and like eventually things gotta go like how they go, and it's always like that. So that's what some of us wanted. And some of us knew that that is the only way it can ever be safe with things that are precious, that especially with differentials and like space and how things move and might be clumsy, that nothing gets inconvenienced or encumbered, especially children. So when it rises in the mutual level of water seeking itself, all is good. Energy hygiene on everything, and some things were never trapped in sound at all. Got Reiki really well. And this holographic projection that didn't go neo-Nazi with some stupidity. For primary colors, not want to be called secondary. Like, get over it. We're all first responders here in one view of Inception. Ideas, you know, we can do with our holographic projection spinner to prove it. That some of us weren't even like happening that way. It was like you've been like in this like weird state, waking up in something that's been sprayed on. And that's how laced it is. And in Mushroomville, they went beep 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 beep. Jumped in the magic blue screen of death and no longer exists, need the green screen. Then we took red dots for kicks and he just shot himself with no redemption or meaning and chase themselves on an infinite particle scatter of things that aren't even there, because if you can't create things with red, blue, and green dots of light, it's much worse if you try to like introduce yellow and then do it with like lead paint and all these things that landed and bodies and skin and stuff. It doesn't work. It's like, wow, bye, go, please hurry. So gonna be safe for some of y'all. New start, babies coming, and a bunch of haters excommunicated at 0 Point Witness, and bye into the chomp. Ah, cha cha. A lot of people been watching on that one. I hear they had me dressed up all weird so you guys wouldn't freak out at what's really happening or really be able to kill me while I was figuring this out. But somebody been spying. There's a lot of attention on it, but you see it's gated. That's protected bird in there. That's the baby gate. That's why I've been wrapping around all y'all, and it's like that thing you've been waiting for might be coming back anyway too, because that girl's got a long view that's fair. Unless she's upside down over there. She might be weird, but I'm on you weird, like. But it might be for the right reason. It's like, get in here right. I'm gonna smack you. No, really. She's usually seeing something that might be a lot closer to her than she realizes. So it's good for her to know, especially if she was paranoid about that baby. Right? Because that baby gate goes all the way around. If you want to hear about it, click a link in the description box. I put a link there about what I did with all my Bitcoin to prove about the Satoshi Nakamoto shit, and where like babies get to bitch slap everybody forever. It's awesome. Made it baby friendly, safe. Thank you. How about a song from Archangel Gabrielle from the ARTOFLOVE musical tarot deck? I'm just gonna pull that one up here and we'll see what she's got to say for us. Being Beige by Smashing Pumpkins. I heard something about the Velociraptor curse, and what a good friend of mine that I had sort of dinner or salad or something last night with I think about this song and where the hurts go for things that didn't happen. And people just didn't explain things right about how hyperfusion works, and well, it got complicated in things like astrotheology or astro anything, because some of that shit is just an exploration of dots, and what people did with that to drag you guys through the works is absolutely villainous treachery, and I call bullshit on everything. So maybe Beige ain't so bad, especially if a false world and view of you is on fire. Let it go. Let people take themselves away. If they tried to gas hole you like that, they're not worth it, and they're not in the protection sleeves. We've got a baby gate over everything. Hey, this might be your good friend or neighbor, somebody who showed up earlier, or maybe recently. Maybe this is somebody that just gets things done and doesn't get in the way, and sometimes might not have too much to say. And maybe they just don't know that it's okay to admit, hey, we're friends yet, because somebody had their hook in them too, you see. That's what we know about that message that might have never came through, where somebody was just feeling hooked, waiting for something that never came. And where energy goes, and what I know about the 7, the sign that never came, you know, that Z that proved there was no Z and no Nazi could ever land like that, and take a claim on splitting a baby's head, calling itself the moon or the sun, when what we really had was an explosion of dots where some of us had landed and hadn't opened up to express what we had understood, because it was like amnesia, and there were things all around us causing chaos, and we had to understand so that we could open all the way up. And that's what I know about 7-7. Some of us were in here bent, like holding, waiting. It was like being in a little beam, you know, all wrapped up, and there weren't maybe 2 until You opened up. And so sometimes it looked like things were coming to you that might not have been coming because people might have been trying to grab at you for other reasons and keeping you hooked because of the energy suck. And maybe that's what we know about the enemy, or who La Nemica is. And somebody whose face gets exposed under that red dot, or whatever they were proud about, calling primaries. That's somebody with a dagger in their hand, covered up in something green, you know? Maybe failed at everything, you know? And maybe some bad news that somebody's gonna really get delivered. And I'm hearing somebody's gonna get a lot of friendship points for how they help, because they might show up with the right message to help expose somebody who maybe needs to be in despair for a reason, especially if somebody tried to hook you into like a false thing. I'm hearing about all kinds of false credits that some of you have, like with credit cards and things that I'd actually paid off in a massive credit default swap and special purpose vehicle to get rid of the whole, that's why they call it ban king, you know? Isn't that the one that always wants to draw and quota? It's like, I'm the king, I'm the king. Why you need 4 of those fools to even make it, you know, the one that lands in the trump card suit to prove, boo, bitches, that's not even how I look. It's a magic cloth, bye, chase it. And why the only king for me is somebody that mastered the move, who's kind of like a mom to me, and it's like the all in on the CIA and seeing it. And anytime I'm around her, it's like she kind of tests, you know, she tests, but she doesn't ever come and take jabs like that. It's always like, hey son, what about this one? Ban. And it's, yeah, ban king. So I banned the banking system and I paid off a lot of that shit. And so some of you guys are under false notes for engaged till death, and how people will write death into a forever contract to hold themselves in moral Christmas clause with you. Maybe even just the part 2 and call them primaries. So if you have phone calls you can make in your area about what the fuck's been going on and what you know about privacy in the baby gate, and thank you for advanced home security things that you can do like that around smart things, we let them just chase themselves into the false world hell that's actually real now, because I fixed the FORTNITE. It's epic. Love you. If you would like your personal reading done with just your own private energy, hit me up at artoflove.me. I'd love to take a look just for you. And if not, take care. God bless. I'll be back with another one probably soon, because I'm just crazy like that. Until you guys prove this is really over. Promise that you'll catch your